Welcome back, loyal viewers. I'm Jeff Jorgensen,
And I'm Nolan Weis again.
reminding you to have a safe and careful weekend. This is Channel 40 News coming at you now.
Inland Networks and Channel 40 present covering May 15th through May 22nd, 2009 with reporters Nolan Weis, Jeff Jorgensen, Spencer Oswald, Jeff Ravenel, Local Sports with Jared Weis, and Local Weather with Steve Stormo. Channel 40 Local News is now.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, to the fourth episode of Channel 40 News, brought to you by Inland Networks, where it is local news all the time. It is May 22nd. Memorial Day weekend is this weekend, and man, it is going to be one fun time.
Yes, it's going to be a very nice weekend throughout the remainder of the week also. And Nolan, do you have a story for us?
Got a huge one. To start off, tick alert. Watch out, Roslyn and Cleome in the upper Kittitas County. Ticks are out. Those are nasty little buggers. I probably pulled off 20 for my dog, 2 for myself. I have a little clip, too, of pulling one out of my dog. And just crawling around. Ew.
Wow, Nolan, those are nasty little creatures.
Man, they're so ugly, and they burrow inside you.
I've never even had one on me, but I'm not looking forward to the day when I get one.
You don't.
I'll tell you that much.
It's pretty scary.
In other news, the art walk's going to be taking place next Friday, May 29th. Nolan and I got the chance to walk around at the previous art walk last month. It was really interesting to walk around and see all the Cleome High School students, the middle school students, and the elementary students, including the Swiftwater students, show off their talents at that art walk. We're not sure on the theme of that, but we'll have a follow-up story next Friday.
Yeah, that art walk was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is.
The band's playing, and the art is just so cool to see.
Yeah, it is. It's really fun. I believe the local band Eden played, and that was a major hit down at the Brick.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they're going to be having more bands next Friday as well.
It was a great job. Good job for all the people that are putting that on.
Yeah, we do appreciate it. It's a great way to bring the community together.
And you're celebrating something?
Celebrating? Oh, yes. I am celebrating the student learning. Speaking of art walks and the student kids. The celebration of student learning kicked off yesterday, May 21st, on that beautiful Thursday that we had down at the high school and middle school. It gave the kids the chance to stand out from others by showing off their talents in school projects. A real great way to celebrate learning. Let's take a look at that clip with Spencer.
Spencer Oswald with Cable Channel 40, and I am here at the poetry reading for the Celebration of Student Learning. And right now we're going to hear Jake Tackett, and he is going to read us a poem. So let's see.
Is here to make us feel small, to make us lose hope. Its purpose, to rot us into sheep, to turn us wretched. It is a monstrosity, a trivial giant, an uncompromising machine that runs on dreams like gasoline. The system is here to devour our aspirations and rust out the imagination. Drink down our passions, then refill us with indifference. It takes and takes, and never gives back, the cogs and gears with no life or emotion. It can't feel the suffering, deaf to the cries and pains, numb to the pain of loss, grinding bricks into dust. With every turn, a future is burned, and with every turn, a meal is made, to work for money instead of love, and given to what fuels the beast. There's one way to be free, to dismiss the lies and see through the false walls. Don't buy the promise. Trust that it'll be broken. The truth cannot be bought. The answers come from within.
Mr. Odell, what's this booth you got set up here?
Well, this is the Math Academy booth, and basically we have changed a lot of things we're doing in math at the high school level, and we're calling it Math Academy. And so we're trying to take this opportunity to inform the public a little more of what's going on with math at the high school.
All right, and have you had any good or bad comments about this so far? Or?
Well, about the booth, no, but about the Math Academy, yes. We've had a lot of good comments from parents and students, but also a lot of concerns from parents. And so we're trying to kind of answer some of the concerns and also at the same time try to get out there some of the good information too, because there's a lot of misinformation and things like that. So,
Was this a program that the school set up, or was it a program that was kind of pre-set out by the state or something?
The program was actually created by myself and Mr. Miller and Miss Dell. It was inspired by kind of frustrations that we've had throughout our teaching careers with the way the old math programs work. But it's also built around the state standards for mathematics that were released about a year ago. But the powers to be at the state level will basically dictate what concepts we're supposed to teach. But we've created a different kind of approach to how we present the concepts to students.
So I've heard kind of how this program is run, and so how does somebody earn credit in this class?
Well, basically the state standards are broken into units, and a student is given a unit plan that kind of lays out what they need to do to learn to be ready to pass that unit. And when they and myself feel they're ready, then they take a test. And if they score 80% or better, then they gain. Most of the units are just 1/10 of a credit. So if they pass the test, they get 1/10 of credit, and they move on to the next one. If they don't pass the test with 80% or better, then they have to go back and relook at the material. I sit down and help them kind of figure out what they're missing. And when they're ready, they retake another version of the test. And basically, they have to pass at 80% or better, because we decided 80% would show a fairly solid mastery of the material. And our biggest concern is students moving on without having a command of the material, and then they wouldn't be prepared for the next level, because math is so dependent upon the previous stuff. So.
All right, well, thank you. So I'm here at the benthic macroinvertebrates table with what's your name?
Ted Wolf.
So Ted, what do we have here? We're looking at a couple pans. What's in here?
Bugs from Crystal Creek that we've gotten to test the water quality.
All right, and you guys found anything yet, or?
Yeah, we found some pretty cool bugs over here in the microscopes, and shows the water is very clean.
Well, that's good. I guess I'll have to check out that one of those microscopes. So are there any bugs in this?
Yeah, I picked up most of them. They're in here,
in the ice cube trays.
Yeah.
All right. Well, cool. Thank you. Thanks for talking to us.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Wow, that was a celebration, all right.
That's true. That was a major celebration. There was tons of cars parked out front. It looked like a bunch of fun.
Yeah, learning's cool.
Stay in school, kids.
In more school news, the OIC, located at Swiftwater and Roslyn at the old Walter Straw Middle School, is putting on work classes for students that are going to be looking for jobs this summer. And we had an interview with that head person, and here she is. I believe her name's Courtney.
Wow, that's really crazy. That's super beneficial for our community, especially in the rough times that we're having.
Oh, definitely. Kids can learn so much well-training skills from this.
Yeah, as far as contracting, even to maybe even filming or editing. We might even pick someone.
We might even be there.
There might even be a spot on the news. Who knows? If you guys are interested in news broadcasts.
Keep your ears open.
That's for sure. The Samlisac Bridge got a recent makeover by them demolishing the old bridge that we all loved so much and putting up a brand new bridge. I believe we have a video clip of that. Let's go to that.
We're standing with Marge at the Forest Service, and we're going to ask her a few questions about the Samlisac Bridge. Marge, why was the bridge rebuilt?
The old bridge had gotten to the point that it wasn't safe anymore. The girders that were on it had come from another project and were over 30 years old, so they were having cracked welds and problems were breaking, so we just needed to replace the bridge. It had lived past its useful life.
So what was the process in building the new bridge?
We had some folks in our regional office design it, and our typical standard is what concrete. And so we've got what we call deck bulb tees, which you bring in and set on the abutments, and that's what we're using, concrete.
How long did it take to build it?
If I recall, it was about 5 months, somewhere in that range.
And do you know the cost at all, or?
Not off the top of my head, but I think it was around $600,000, $650,000.
Did it have any effect on the camping out there?
There was a few very short times where we had to close the road when we were installing the girders, but generally we still had the old bridge in place and they were able to get to their camping into the trailhead, so it had minimal, if any, effect on the recreation.
Well, speaking of the old bridge, I know a lot of people used to like to jump off of it. How did that affect this with the new bridge?
Well, we put a different kind of rail system on it. It's illegal to jump off the bridge, and so we're doing all we can to prevent it and to minimize it.
So even the old bridge, it was illegal to jump off that?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so that kind of ruined some fun for some of the locals around here.
Well, I'd rather have some people disappointed than hurt and paralyzed, so.
Yeah. What are some new additions or improvements that you made to the new bridge?
Two kind of major ones. One is it's about 2 feet wider, so it's a little easier for bigger rigs to go around. And the second is we added a pedestrian walkway that's separated from the vehicles so that it gets the safety aspect that you're not mixing people and vehicles. It allows folks to get from the campground over to the visitor use center and the trailheads on the other side of the river.
So it made it a little safer for everybody.
Correct, cars and people.
All right, well, thank you very much for your time. It was nice to talk to you.
You bet, no problem.
Thank you. All right, that's Jeff Rabinold with Channel 40 News. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Jeff, on getting that report.
Yeah, that was a crazy project. I believe she said it was a $600,000 project.
Wow. But hey, you got to do bridge work when the bridge isn't looking that good.
I guess. I wish we could have taken pieces of the old bridge in the demolition like they did with the Kingdom. That would have been cool.
Beautifully spoken. That would have been nice.
It had a nice walkway for pedestrians to cross so they're not backing up traffic and stuff like that.
And a nice handrail just in case somebody almost falls off, because we do know there's accidents at least once a year there. And
that's very scary.
Definitely prevent that.
Yes.
So bringing up more activities around town. Poker run this Sunday, May 24th. Woohoo! Cowboy up. Can't wait. It's going to be a fun time for all the people going out with their horses, trying to win some prizes. It's going to be a good time. Poker run, May 24th, this Sunday.
I've never actually been to a poker run, have you?
Me neither. I don't even know how they work.
Well, I believe what they do is they have 5 different stops and they get a card at each stop, and then whoever plays the best poker hand wins the biggest prize.
Duh.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Sounds like that makes sense.
Yeah, it would make sense. I would like to go, but I don't have a horse.
True.
You know, I'm a cowboy without a horse.
You know what else we don't have this week, and I'm very sorry to say, is sports.
That's a sore subject. Jared was unfortunate enough to be able to get out of town, so he won't be covering sports this week, but we wish the best to all you athletes out there for all districts to come up and stuff.
And I read in the local newspaper, which is a good newspaper, that the boys' baseball, softball, tennis are all done with sports. They all ended their season this last week, and great job to everybody that participated in sports this year.
And we'll have a follow-up next week on state or finals.
Of track, tennis, perhaps, and golf, That's what I meant.
The Easton Memorial Day Parade is set to kick off Saturday, May 23rd. So for all you Roslyn and Cleolamites out there that can make their way up to the East End, that's a great parade to see. They do it every year on Memorial Day weekend. I'm going to be driving the inland truck in it, so I'm very excited.
Man,
Yeah.
can't wait to do that.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
And we'll definitely have a follow-up of video clips of that parade, because it's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, so for all you kids out there who love that candy and have that sweet tooth, be sure to stand on the side of the road and pick up as much as you can.
In wilderness news, there was a huge debate at the SWAT Grange in Teanaway. The biggest topic I've seen in about months, wolves in the upper county. People had a lot to say, and Spence was there to cover it. Spence?
Spencer Oswald with Cable Channel 40, and it's May 20th, and I'm out here at the SWAT Teanaway Grange, and we're going to be looking at a wolf presentation about wolves in Washington, and should be good. It's about 7 o'clock, and here's your news.
So the topic today, the Washington's draft plan to manage wolves and the implications to hunters. My name is Anthony Novak. I'm with the Department of Fish and Wildlife, based here out of Ellensburg. Actually live in Roslyn. And my primary job is with deer and elk, and I'm the deer and elk damage person for Kittitas County and Yakima counties. I do howling surveys. I don't know how everybody, does everybody here kind of know what a coyote howl sounds like? They're kind of goes up and down in pitch, and it's a little bit yippy. The way we howl for wolves, I'll do my little demo here. The wolf howl is a long, sort of high-pitched wail. It just kind of keeps going and going, and carries for a long way. I've heard wolves howl from probably more than a mile away, based on where we found them later. And essentially, you just get up on a high point and go. All right, guys, let's hold off a second. We got another question.
One thing I'm sure of, I'm absolutely sure of this. If you turn hunters loose to do anything they want, you have no animals. Period. On either side. So there's got to be control. There are too many people. When this population in this country was 3 or 4 million, you could turn them loose and do all the hunting you want. Fill the freezers. But with 300 million people in this country, if you turn all the hunters loose, you aren't going to hunt an animal. There won't be an animal out there in some number of years.
Yeah.
And it's only a pretty short number of years. So there's got to be